It's Friday on the Beat, so you know it's time to fall back. I am joined tonight by rapper and songwriter Tee Grizzley. He's 25 years old. His first single went triple platinum. His songs have been streamed over 1 billion times, and his debut album last year hit 10 on the Billboard 200. He just announced his new album, Scriptures, is coming out June 7th. Also with us, friend of the show, John Flannery. He worked as a federal prosecutor in the 1970s, prosecuting everything from a mob prison break to bribery charges against a U.S. congressman. And he also worked, right there you see it, right alongside Rudy Giuliani, and as a special counsel for the Democratic minority, defending President Clinton during that impeachment. Great to have you both here.
Good to see you again.
John, you're a regular. I'll let you kick us off. Who needs to fall back?
Who needs to fall back? Well, I'll tell you, I won't be doing any singing. But I am a little concerned about our HUD secretary not having a list of acronyms that lets him know what the primary projects are.
Yeah, that got awkward pretty quickly. Let's take a look.
Do you know what an REO is?
An Oreo?
No, not an Oreo. An REO. REO.
Real estate?
What's the O stand for?
E organization?
Owned. Real estate owned. That's what happens when a property goes to foreclosure.
Well, you know, maybe we should have foreclosed on him earlier and never given him a chance to be on the property, given what he doesn't know. After 2 years, you would think he might pick up a couple of things on one of the principal programs.
Right, that it might sound like a gotcha question to a lot of normal folks. Like, I'm not that familiar with that term, but if you are literally running housing and urban development, you might want to be familiar with it. My fallback actually is a fellow rapper of yours, and one who is beloved, which is Drizzy Drake.
Okay.
But take a look at him at this NBA game, right? At the Raptors game. He is getting involved all over the place. That's fine. He's got the great courtside seats, and he's standing around, and he's cheering. But then what we're going to see here is he starts getting really involved. There he is with the quick shoulder rub. He's pointing. He's hugging. He's hugging. That's the opposing coach.
Yeah.
And then at one point, he's hugging the Raptors mascot. I mean, is it a little too much?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I saw people excited about their hometown teams.
Okay.
So this is not my first time seeing something like this.
So you think as long as it comes from a place of love?
Yeah. Yeah. I know people that go hard for their hometown team.
What do you think, John?
I don't know. It looked pretty over the top. Do you think it was facilitated by something else?
And maybe, look, I'm going to be real. I try to keep it real here. Maybe I'm just jealous of that Raptor, and I want that Drake hug.
Right.
You know, that's what it really comes down to. Now, T, you are very big online. You got this big following, but I heard that one of your fallbacks is sort of about the way we're living now with phones.
Yes, texting and crossing the street. That's
Which
crazy.
people are doing.
People do that. That's crazy to me. Like, not only is it a law, not only can you get a ticket, like, you can die. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
You can get injured.
So for our viewers watching, when they say, okay, you got 1 billion streams, people are consuming everything on their phone, what is it about this younger generation that can't get off the phone sometimes?
I feel like we got to just prioritize. Do what you got to do first. You know, cross the street first. Drive to your destination first. Let's finish this conversation first before you start texting.
I do want to comment while I have you both here, looking at just two of you together. Such striking neckwear, but different neckwear.
Right.
Yeah, I told him I felt undressed because I didn't have any bling, but he doesn't have a bow tie, so it kind of balances out. I think I'm depreciating his market just by showing next to him.
You both have style. You're from different generations.
Right.
I want you to be 100% honest. What do you think of the American flag bow tie?
The American flag bow tie? I rock with it.
You rock with it.
I rock with it. It's cool.
T and I, good. Yeah.
And what do you think? Because I've seen this before. He's got incredible bling.
I'm envious.
What is this here, Grizzly?
It's a Grizzly Gang, which is my label.
And it's really shiny. How does it get that shiny? I'm not knowledgeable about these things.
I feel like the bigger the dollar amount, the shinier it gets.
I also saw that you've been working with a range of artists. You worked with Jeezy. What was that like?
It was inspirational and a learning process at the same time. I like working with artists and people who've been in this industry longer than I have, because I strive to do that. You know, they picked up stuff along the way that I haven't crossed paths with yet. So it's just like, it's like a mentor-mentee thing at the same time.
And Jeezy and Flannery are actually both Trump critics. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Jeezy said.
I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, Jeezy said, my president was black, now my president is whack. I'm never going broke. What's more American than that?
Love it. Love it. Perfect.
That's a bar.
Yeah.
All right, next.
More elected officials should listen to him.
Listen, next time we do this, you bring Giuliani, you bring Jeezy, and we'll run it
put it
back.
together.
John Flannery
Thank you.
and T. Grizzly.
For sure.
Thanks to both of you. Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.